The hate and the rage in those men was almost unfathomable. Evil in that place is palpable. You can touch it. You can taste it. And I'm not a brave man. But you know what? When I walked down those halls with this book, and they saw that I was not afraid, I was going to do God's work regardless, miracles happened. That jailhouse was on the verge of a riot that night. Literally. Men were going to get hurt. And me and another man, a black man, were out on those runs with our Bibles, doing just what we had been given to do. We worked for the chaplain. And Jesus said, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, turn to him the other also. That doesn't seem very brave, does it? But can you imagine how hard that is to do? If somebody were to walk up to you right now, slap you upside the head, do you think you could stand there and take it? Could you turn the other cheek? I would have never thought that I could. But I'm going to tell you something. That night, I was standing on a run, talking to a brother up next to the bars, and 5 others came running up with a bucket of water, and it wasn't pure water, and they doused me with it, right in my face. And before I realized what I had done, I turned around, and I said, if you're going to do it right, get the other side too. And they obliged. And I walked off the run. There was a lieutenant in that building, and he was a godly man. He had a riot squad waiting outside, and when I walked out, he said, what in the world happened to you? I told him. He told his men to get the tear gas. They were fixing to gas that tank. I begged that man not to do that. Now the human side of me wanted him to go in there with them billy clubs and them police and whoop every man in that tank. But there was something else in me that knew if that happened, the lid would blow off that jail. There was something in me that knew that if that happened, my testimony for Christ would mean nothing. I asked him not to do that. Now, I told him, I said, I know that you've got to do something, but I'm begging you, don't do that. Don't do that. Word spread about what had happened to me all through that jailhouse. I'm going to tell you something. News can travel in a jailhouse quicker than lightning. The peace of God fell over that entire jailhouse. All those men that a few minutes ago were willing to shed blood were so angry that they didn't know how to act. Calm down. And the whole thing settled out. Other jails around the country weren't so lucky. Jesus did that, I didn't. It's not in me to stand there and let somebody throw nasty water on me and then go ask for them to be shown mercy. That was Jesus. I told you that story, not to put me up as somebody, but to encourage you that when the time comes and you're in that position, and you might be, trust Him. Don't lean to your own understanding. Don't trust in your own strength. Put all that down and let Jesus have it. I promise you, you will receive strength and courage that you have never known before. We serve an awesome God. An awesome God. There's a man sitting right there that'll tell you. We serve an awesome God. Our pastor will tell you. We serve an awesome God. And regardless of what our human frailties may be, you have no idea what He can do with you. He can take you and turn you into a mighty soldier for Him. You can stand against powers that you cannot imagine. And Satan's got plenty of it. Don't let anybody fool you into thinking that Satan is not powerful. He is. He's got an entire world wrapped around his fingers and deceived. Do you realize that you're the only hope those people have? Do you realize that the message of salvation through Jesus Christ is on you? We have to leave our comfort zone, like Pastor's been telling us, and step outside of it. We've got to risk a little bit of insult once in a while. We've got to risk a little bit of injury. We've got to put ourselves out there because Jesus did. He has given us a commission. Go ye into all the world and make disciples of all men. I'm not going to be found wanting on that day. I'm going to do the best I can, the very best that I can, to do what He's asked me to do.